that down, let's get on to this, shall we? You know, we are living in the age of AI, but AI can only be AI when you feed it lots and lots of material for it to train itself. And there's been a lot of stuff in the news lately about authors being pissed off that their works and their books are being used. News outlets are even starting to get pissed off, saying that some of these companies are illegally strip mining their news articles, using it to train their AI. People are getting angry that their voices are being used to train AI. Well, of course, one of the other things AI is being trained on is movies. And somebody picked up something at a screening of the new animated film, The Bad Guys 2. This comes to us from IGN, where a user by the name of Randy Jones writes, the end credits of Bad Guys 2 said, screw AI. He's paraphrasing. Said, screw AI, try stealing our work. It'll be a crime to your artless ass. I must say to this is, all I say to this is, say that shit, your whole chest, DreamWorks animation, speak on it. So here's the thing in question. At the end of the credits, it says, all rights in this work are reserved for purposes of laws in all jurisdictions pertaining to data mining or AI training, including but not limited to Article 4.3 of Directive EU, blah, blah, blah. Last line, this work may not be used to train AI. Now, I believe, I could be wrong about this, but I believe I heard that How to Train Your Dragon may have also put that on the end credit. I'm not sure. I don't remember that myself, but I believe I heard somebody say that at some point. So here's the question. How big of a deal is this becoming to a lot of these larger media networks? Now, Rob, I remember we did a story on this a while ago where a court ruled that anything you make in AI, there are obviously going to be exceptions, but generally speaking, things you make in AI cannot be copywritten, which takes away a lot of the opportunity for some of these studios or places to create something in AI if you're not allowed to copyright it. Like, you can make a movie and it makes $1 billion, but if everybody else can just come along and use it, then you're screwed. So there's that as well. But how significant is it now that you think that studios are now actually putting at the end of their credits, oh, by the way, you're not allowed to use this to train your AI system? How significant is that for our culture right now?
Well, I mean, look, the onslaught of AI is inevitable. And you can say that we don't want to use that. You can't use this movie to train AI, but can you prove it? I mean, until a court case is brought up against someone, and there are court cases about their news organizations that are fighting this right now. I mean, it's going to be hard to prove, especially because
there are data trails that are being used in current cases. Right now
sure, there are, but I think, look, when quantum computing comes online, it's going to be really hard to prove that. I mean, you're basically, AI is eventually going to use all of human endeavor, all art, all literature, all music. Yeah, and they'll be curious to see what's going to happen. What I mean, can you imagine if AI is going to develop sentience and it's going to be alive essentially, and it learned from social media for the last 20 years? I mean, it's going to be a crazy schizophrenic psychopathic serial killer.
I mean, it'll either be
I mean, it's just, or maybe it'll say, let's not be that way.
Yeah,
look what happened with Gronk. Remember what happened with Gronk? Gronk, just from scouring a little bit of net or of Twitter, and you saw what turned into. And like any sentient AI that learns from the online behaviors of human beings is going to be an awful, awful individual.
Yeah, unless it looks at both sides and makes certain value judgments. I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen. But look, I understand the idea to protect your IP is important. Because in the age of AI, owning an underlying IP, like whatever that is, like Star Wars, if you own Star Wars and people are going to start, and it's very easy to generate, say, a whole Star Wars movie out of AI, well, you still own Star Wars. So anything that's in that movie, even though it was AI generated, still belongs to the Star Wars IP. So having the rights locked up for Star Wars and having the rights locked up for the bad guys, that's going to be the ticket. Because then you still can't, if you own Star Wars or you own Marvel or whatever, and people start, you can still go after them. Now, it might be really easy. You might be able to push a button and generate an Avengers movie overnight. But if you don't own the underlying rights to those characters or that IP, it's still protected. That's going to be the problem, is going after all those people. But owning IPs is still going to be king, I think. So that's important.
Yeah, one of the things that is being fought out in court right now is that, and you've seen there's a couple of AI companies that have already built it into their system that, for instance, I can't say, generate me a picture of Christopher Reeve taking a walk in Paris on a Sunday. Well, it's like, it'll say, we can't do that. Like,
Right.
So, but there are others you can, many others that you very least can. And there's some court cases going on right now that are trying to make it so that it would be illegal for AI to even be able to generate the likeness of somebody or the work of somebody, whether that's going to pass or not. I mean, this is all, with a lot of legal issues, you have a century of precedent to go through and really look at and determine what, but this is all brand new ground for everybody. And it's going to be interesting to see how all this kind of shakes out. But for now, it's just really interesting that we actually have now movies putting this right in their credits saying, you are not allowed to use this work to train your AI.
Yeah, we just don't. I think people have very little understanding of how the world is going to be irrevocably changed over the next 5 and 10 years.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to be a very, very different place.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? And how big of a problem do you think this can actually become? We've now got studios putting it right in their credits. Don't use this work to train AI. Is that just swatting at flies in the wind and it's not really going to accomplish anything? Or is it something definitive? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.